Hello, hello. Right. I'll grab my tea. And then we'll stream for a bit. I'm absolutely exhausted. Oh my god. It's top tier exhaustion for me. Right. Oh, hope everyone is doing okay. Ugh. I am not feeling very well. Oof. So, cool. I think that's probably okay. Volume rise for me. Hope you can still hear the music a little bit at the very least. Yeah, so I haven't got death virus or anything. Don't worry about that. I am, however, very, 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 very tired. And the reason I'm very tired is I stress about my dad being a bit of an idiot. Let's make sure that works. Because he wasn't taking his medication, and that's been stressful and anxious for me. Obviously, the whole situation with UK lockdown is stressful for my parents, and therefore me, because I've been making sure that they're getting food, and same with my brother, make sure they're getting food and deliveries on time, and they're constantly listening to weird shit on the media, and it's making them really anxious and stressful. And there's a billion games out at the moment, like all of the games. So, I mean, that's not a terrible thing, that's my own fault. I've been I was playing Doom Eternal, and I went to bed late and got up in the morning early to push myself to complete it before Half-Life Alyx came out, and I did, and that's sort of made me quite tired, and I've been playing a load of Half-Life Alyx on stream, on VR, and I've probably been playing a little bit, probably about 20 minutes, half an hour. And each time I do a session, I do 2.5 hours, but I probably should only do 2. But I still suffer from a bit of VR motion sickness when in VR for that long. It hurts my eyes, it gives me a migraine, kind of tires me out. But all that together, and doing some Half-Life Alyx today, made me very tired. Very, very, very tired. And I suppose it's sort of let's move my microphone out of the way so I can look in the logo. Oh, the microphone's just come off the microphone thing. One second. No, what have I done? Oh no, I've gone to a weird source. Go back to that one. I'm sorry, I'm a mess today. That is. That's better. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Even with the microphone. Let's turn that music down. Turn the music down. Turn me up. That good? That good audio wise? Oh, they're not. Look, it's very, very, very first world rough. Oh no, microphone bad. Microphone. I've just exhausted myself with a bit of anxiety, and just playing too many computer games. In the evenings, I've been playing loads of Borderlands 3 with people as well. So I want to get Half-Life Alyx done, and then I'll do a casual playthrough at some point in the future, just for myself, with not streaming or anything. And also, I enjoy streaming, and I enjoy my work and stuff. It's just everything together happened at the same time, and I've sort of piled it on poorly. I'm glad you should be able to hear now, probably. Stay strong. No, I mean, I appreciate the kind words. It's not. I'm just tired from playing too many computer games. That is a very childish reason to be tired. But yeah, it's that and a load of stuff together. I just feel rough at the moment. And yeah, that's why I just complain at people about it. But enough of those complaints. So obviously, UK's in a bit of lockdown, and some great news from that is that Zin, who I was planning to employ last year, and then going to employ this year by the end of June is the plan. She's doing half weeks, so she'll be able to learn the ropes for helping me make content and help me make content in April. So hopefully that means that we will have much better content starting from April, and I'll be able to double check to make sure that he is appropriate for being my content helper / editor on the channel, and that people like her, and we can start improving and expanding the channel now. And anything that becomes apparent that I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know that we needed to do this sort of thing, might become more apparent. 1 second, I just need to apparently load of the shadow things, the shadow stuff. A lot of the pre-orders are now available again for the Shadow Tech streaming stuff. So I'm pretty dead today. So I'm gonna go through some news, answer some questions, see if I'm awake by then, and then if I am, we'll talk some more. If not, I'll go cutting the stream early and go to bed. But I want to do something productive. I'm not really sort of like go to sleep tired. I'm just, my eyes are tired. Fucking VR, man. Bloody Half-Life Alyx. Absolutely fantastic game. Probably better than Boneworks now that I've done it for a while. And now I think about it, like I wish it had melee attacks like in Boneworks. But other than that, it is clean, snappy, polished. Everything is very tactile and works really well. I really, really enjoy it. Thank you very much, Ash, for posting my stream. Twitch. No, Twitter. What I want to do. Died. But good. You? Right. Well done. So, news. Let's do that. Let's go on to news. Lawsuit. Crytek. Brain's not working. Lawsuit with Crytek. So, that has now come to a proper conclusion. There's been a settlement, and CIG are now, well, they've said this. So the case is being dismissed with prejudice, so it can't be brought back. So it's the end of the case, and each party is to bear its own respective attorney's fees and costs. Now, that appears to be it. There doesn't appear to be anything additional to the settlement. This wasn't sealed or anything, and there wasn't anything talked about beyond that. And looking at that, there could be some stuff going on in the background. I don't know enough about American law to know if this is standard shown, but what I would expect is that this is just it. So each party bears its own attorney's fees. That, for CIG, that is $1 million of their own fees that they have to pay. I have no idea how much it's going to be for Crytek, because they have to pay two firms, Squadron and whoever else the other one was. Arise? Hello? Arise, I think is the other one. It is Arise. Arise IP. Yeah, it's easy. So that's interesting. Now, a lot of people will have wanted CIG to have fought that and gone, actually get your legal fees back. But that might actually turn out that if they try and fight that, that could be $2 million, and then Crytek can go, well, we can't afford to pay $2 million, even though whatever. So CIG might not have got that back anyway. So it is at least over. It is a bit of wasted money and a bit of efficiency, and it's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. And at least it's over. At least the project can get a bit back more on course now. That said, to what extent the case has caused inefficiency and disruption to the project, we don't really know. I wouldn't have expected it to cause a huge amount, but it might have prevented certain things. We may not ever know. Hopefully one day we'll be able to get some like interviewee stuff from people, or someone will leak some information from CIG about the lawsuit. Crytek cannot come back and sue CIG again for anything related to the case. I suspect in the future they could say that CIG had done something else, but it's pretty much the end of it. They can't come back and sue. It is dismissal with prejudice, and with prejudice means they cannot come back with that lawsuit, or a slightly edited lawsuit, or a similar lawsuit. I believe that is that's pretty much it. Taken a long time to get that though. It's what, 3 years or so? It was a long time, whatever it was. It's nice that it's done. So that's good. But obviously there's now disruption of the project because of all of the virus stuff and the global epidemic. Oh, Jock Cop, thank you very much. Super chatted £5. Make sure you rest up, man. Easy to mentally and physically knacker yourself. Yeah. I'm just. VR is very, very, very tiring on your eyes and on your body when you're sedentary like me, and just generally not sleeping much. I've been sleeping pretty well, but I haven't been sleeping much. Another thing is I don't drive, so I'm gonna have to start going out to get groceries for my brother and parents. If they don't deliver properly, because there's loads of problems with deliveries of groceries now, because everyone's getting the grocery deliveries, and because of that, some shops like Sainsbury's, for example, are only allowing people to order online if you're vulnerable or elderly, and I don't want to use my parents' account or parents' name to do stuff. I just want to do it myself, so it's complicated. And Asda only allow you, which is basically Walmart, but Asda only allow you to get free of any one goods. I want to buy cat food. I want to buy cat food where you get a discount for buying 7 of the same item. I can't do that if I can only buy 3. So that's my stresses at the moment. It is very, very first world middle class problems. Gabriel Boyer, I'm decidedly unhappy with the result, as it seemed to me that CIG was on the verge of winning. At least it's over. Love you, Board Gamer. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it, mate. But yeah, so I think a lot of people are sort of like a little upset that CIG aren't fighting it more. But as I said, it might not have been a sensible business decision to do that. Even if they had won in full, they might not have got legal fees paid for. Even if they did, then they could have taken like 3 years to come through. So, or they might have only been paid up to $500,000, and because of the bond was for $500,000. So I think it was probably sensible for CIG to settle, even though it did look like the case was just a ridiculous case, and has proven to be a ridiculous case, because it looks like Crytek got nothing. Hashtag I'm not a lawyer, but it looks like they just caused a bit of disruption to the project, and were a bit salty about it. You can sort of play Star Citizen in VR. You can bodge it to work with like Vorpix or another program that sort of gives a VR-ish functionality to the game. However, it's not proper functionality, so sort of bear that in mind. In the future, we will see. Well, CIG have said they want to bring VR to Star Citizen, and they've always said that. Now, there was a VR dev response, which I saw on Reddit. Someone was basically said, a few hours of playing Half-Life Alyx, I hope that CIG keep their promise with virtuality going to Star Citizen or Squadron 42. I'd expect to see Squadron 42 get VR first. It just makes more sense because it'd be much more easy to implement into Squadron because it's because it's a single player game and it's much more sort of like they can be more aware of what you can do in it and how it needs to affect your character and that sort of stuff. However, to control a ship, you're going to need a load of work, and if you're using controllers, then that you need to work out how you do cockpit controls and control your ship properly. There's a lot going on there. But Sylvan basically is a CIG junior engineer there, and one of the reasons he joined the company was to bring VR to Star Citizen. A lot of people apparently are sort of keen to get it in game, and they just want to sort of say that there's huge VR enthusiasts, and although it's going to be a huge task to get Star Citizen and Squadron 42 into a VR state and to get it integrated properly, they are still planning to do that. And he mentioned sort of like Nerve Gears from Sword Art Online and stuff like that as well. But he was very, very, very enthusiastic. And if they can have something similar to Half-Life Alyx, fantastic. But you've got to remember that Half-Life Alyx represents the best that we have for VR games at the moment. In my opinion, that and Boneworks are the best VR games, I think, full stop. At least the ones that I've played. So, and I would say that Star Citizen probably needs to really think about its controller devices for VR, if it wants to do VR. It's going to be doing a mixture of flying a ship. How do you do that in VR? And make it feel actual tactile. I mean, you can do it with a joystick, but then you are playing with a fraction amount of input lag on a device that's not perfectly accurate, controlling a dashboard that's not giving you full tactile feedback, which you need to be accurate for flying. Maybe it'll be fine because you can have auto aim as the auto gimbal, but I'm just saying that there needs to be a lot of stuff thought about for VR and Star Citizen because it spans so many different things. Thank you so much, SMB, Super Mac Brothers Ryan, for the raid. Very much appreciated. I hope you are doing well, sir. Thank you very much for the Mac attack. VR. Oh, Walking Dead VR is great too. Okay, so after Overkill's The Walking Dead, I basically went, fuck playing that, because I was so burnt by that game that was so terrible. So I will check out Walking Dead VR, or at least I'll get DC to check out Walking Dead VR. Both me and him have got indexes, and we occasionally play games. But he's playing Half-Life Alyx at the moment. So yeah, I think he's a little bit behind where I am at the moment, but I'm looking forward to playing Half-Life Alyx again. I can only do a few hours a day, otherwise I've got a terrible migraine at the moment from playing. My eyes fucking hurt. So I do appreciate all the love though. Oh my god. But yeah, bam. Great job in getting starting to think about VR for the game, but it could be many years before we have VR in the game, and maybe it's better to wait a while so that we have better hardware. As simple as that. Oh, actually, I fancy some bourbon. But I occasionally buy big crates of wine that I hear good reviews on. Sort of like lightly for investment, but mainly because I want to drink it. Me and Zin love red wine. So I bought some of that, and I'm looking forward to that company. I don't think I've got any proper red wine in the house at the moment. What are you talking about, the Refundians? Oh, you know it's good when the Refundians delete their posts. Okay, so Star Citizen Refund Reddit. Some people on that, and Voldemort's D Smart, that occasionally have good points, and just to. I don't like putting people into like a category of and sweeping generalizing, going, oh, they're all trash. Okay, so I do believe that Star Citizen subreddit has become more of a hate group, or at least there's a lot of people that hate it on there. But it's sort of irrelevant. Like I'll read posts pretty much everywhere and make my own decision whether I think that's a trash post or not. And even if it is a shit post or just there to troll or whatever, I still get some information from it. So what I mean by that is that some of that sub, at least that sub started originally to actually help people get refunds. And there's no problem trying to help people get a refund for Star Citizen for something they feel they haven't got when they originally bought. Like, if you want to ask for a refund, ask for a refund. Star Citizen's refund policy is actually pretty good. It's better than the Steam's. So kind of bear that in mind, and they will still, even after that, they'll still occasionally give refunds. or things. Earlier in my Star Citizen slash YouTube career, I refunded an Idris when I first started. I bought an Idris, but I needed equipment to buy for my computer, so I went. I bought this ship like 6 months ago. Is it all right to get a refund? I sort of like wanted to buy equipment. I got a refund. That was well before they stopped giving so many refunds and started abiding by their refund policy much more aggressively. But I'm just saying, occasionally people on that Star Citizen refund group, they have good points. It is few and far between compared to, yeah, you go on there and you do see a lot of just shit posting, and that's fine. I mean, not hurting anyone. Choose to read it. I mean, maybe you can see it's bullying or whatever. But you get that on the Star Citizen subreddits and standard. Like, there's people that have different opinions from you, and that's fine. There's people that dislike or hate me, just sort of randomly. And I'm kind of okay with that. You have a presence on the internet. It's just something that sort of happens. And people are allowed to have that opinion, I suppose. What I don't like is people just outright lying and making shit up. And then really big, like really angry. And I do get that people are like that, and you get people like that in any community. But each to their own. Licorice like antibacterial soap for your insides. That's good to know. I'm glad we've got a doctor on stream. You're right, Stormfire, mate. I appreciate you posting on, was it Twitter? Or the Discord I was streaming. That was appreciated, mate. Yes, with the virus, alcohol will kill it, but you need, it's like 60% alcohol. So ingesting alcohol yourself won't kill it. It would already be in your respiratory system or whatever. So bear that in mind. Soap is better for cleaning yourself at the moment because it destroys the fatty layer on the outside of the virus, and that is significantly more effective than alcohol-based hand washes. Just so you know. Yeah, I broke my microphone a minute ago and just knocked it off the thing, and I can't be bothered to fix it. What else have we got here? Well, I know what you're going through, and I'm on Discord if you want to talk privately, because I had the same situation when my father was alive. I took care of him. No worries, man. I appreciate, like, I've got a load of genuinely good mates online, and people in the community that I can chat to and stuff. I do appreciate your sort of, like, continued support, Stormfire. But I generally appreciate, like, everyone that sort of, like, sends kind words and things. It is genuinely appreciated. But make sure you look after yourselves first. I mean, I've got very first world sort of, like, I'm such a tortured artist problems. So, I mean, don't worry about me. I'm genuinely good. I'm not burnt out or anything. I'm just fucking tired at the moment. Do you think the persistent universe will get more deep conversations where choice matters like Mass Effect that pumps up immersion to the max for me in a lot of cases? So I think for like Squadron 42, you're going to see side missions. You're going to see some choices. But I suppose it will all come to the same relative conclusion. That's my expectation anyway. For inside Star Citizen, as the persistent universe, I suspect there's going to be choices in the way that you react and talk to NPCs and how you do missions, what side parts of missions you do, to give you different sort of like outcomes. I wouldn't expect huge sort of like plot wheel, choice wheel things. It is going to be more sort of like World of Warcraft choices. It's going to be more MMO choices. Yeah, got to remember that when you do something like that, it's not the same sort of playthrough. You can't play through the Disney universe again with similar results. It's going to be different. It's going to be dynamic mission system. It's going to be different things happening in your game when you play it. It is a different sort of animal.
Um, what's your favourite alcoholic drink? How's it made? And here's enough money to get one. Thank you very much, Gabriel. Is it Gabriel? Gabriel? Mr. Boyer. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. My favourite alcoholic beverage, I do like a nice bourbon. And I also like cider. Lots of different ciders. Used to drink a lot of Old Rosie back in the day. I like some solid red wine. I like there's San Marzino, Super Mario in. He makes amazing wine, and I've really liked his Negromano and Provito stuff. Like, oh, good red. Thank you so much, though. Very much appreciated. I will put that towards either an alcoholic beverage or maybe ice cream tonight. Or maybe I just need sugar. I've sort of cut out sugar from my diet. I've cut out saturated fat from my diet. Maybe I just need to get fatter again. But yeah, so I wouldn't expect a load of choices in the persistent universe and where you interact with NPCs and things you can do, but it's more sandboxy. It's not. Yeah, maybe you do have different pathways through missions as well. I mean, that could make them modular, I suppose. So maybe you will have choices like that. I just see them a bit differently. I'm so confused. Sometimes you call Zin she, and sometimes he. Or are you talking about different friends? Different friends. Zen and Zin. Silent Zen is male. Zin, is female. And DC, her partner, her boyfriend, is a male as well. So I use she and he, and I probably... With the Cutlass Blue, bounty hunting, PvP, body dragging, and electron guns, think taser, are CIG about to surprise us, surprise drop the bounty hunting on us? So they are sort of like building towards more and more bounty hunting type gameplay. That with the surrender system, with the punching, because that's got stun damage, which actually knocks people out. Obviously they want some of the electron guns and less than lethal weapons. And they've been working on bounty hunting in general, and obviously we know they've been working on body dragging, not dragon, body dragons, dragons that you get into. And knockdowns as well. So knockdowns are going to be part of the damage system. And with all of that, they are building towards more of a bounty hunting slash slavery slash knockdown. It's bounty hunting. I say slavery means slavers. But bounty hunting is sort of like what they're building to over the next few patches. But it's going to be built over the next few patches. It's add a little bit, add a little bit, add a little bit. Now we actually have a gameplay loop because we've got the Bounty Hunter Guild and missions that are associated with those bounty hunts. So we'll get more and more and more. As with lots of mechanics in Star Citizen, they build little tiny pieces of them, and then eventually, boom! Yeah, so I think I went on a bit of a gaming binge and I exhausted myself. Hi, Boyd, can you tell me very quickly what starter ship do you recommend? So, Mustang Alpha. Let's turn that down a bit more. Oh, sorry. Mustang Alpha. Is probably my favourite starter ship. And then if you can spend a bit more money, like another $15, $20, then consider getting a Avenger Titan. Avenger Titan allows you to do a bit of everything, and it's sort of like the next tier ship above a starter ship. Can CIG not claim on their legal insurance? Yeah, potentially. Also, they've got so with the Crytek case, they might have legal insurance that covers them for this sort of stuff because it was not their fault. Maybe the insurance company will just pay out. Great. Also, they've got Ortwin and their agency they use on retainer, so maybe it won't actually cost them that much when they get billed. But it's all over now, which is good. Hey, Bob, what's up? Sky, trees, viruses. Oh, no. Actually, we ain't got planes in the air anymore. We're, like, grounding most of them now. Hello, hello. I think VR is not a bad idea for Star Citizen in the future. A lot of people are like, oh, please no VR. But VR, fine. Just, I want them to wait a bit and get VR in the future. Oh yeah, we're going to get custom skins for our ships. Yes, you'll have an aftermarket customization system for the ships, and then you'll be able to change a load of stuff on the ships, inside and out. What makes you think a joystick or flight stick isn't perfectly accurate? So, yes, if I was sitting down in a cockpit in VR and actually had a physical joystick and throttle, great, okay? That's reasonably accurate at least, and pretty accurate. If I'm using controllers like Knuckles, and then holding a virtual joystick and throttle, that's a different story. And that's probably the way they'd have to do it, because you're going to be jumping from first person to in the cockpit, aren't you? So there needs to be some thoughts about how VR is going to work for Star Citizen, how the control devices are going to be supported, and the accuracy of that. My preferred medium for playing Star Citizen is almost certainly going to be on mouse and keyboard, and not in VR myself. Thank you very much, not sure. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it, mate. Cheers, mate, for the money. What have I done? Why are you giving me money? Will vehicle garages at New Babbage be active and usable in 3.9? I believe that is the plan as part of the adding New Babbage properly to Microtech. So I would expect that. Cannot confirm, but I do expect it. When we have rover spawn in ships, and we use the snub fighter feature on the Constellation. So snub fighter feature, the ship docked inside in the Constellations, being able to parasite dock and undock. They need ship to ship docking. As soon as that is in, apparently it will be ready. So you could see that by the end of the year, potentially. Obviously, that's the feature that keeps on getting pushed back. The rover spawn and ship spawn in ships, so like a landing bay / vehicle bay, I would expect that for 4.0. They've been working on that for a while. I thought it was potentially going to make 3.9, but I believe Todd Pappy said the other day, not going to be in 3.9, but they're working on it. I would expect it for 4.0. You think they'll put vehicle bays in hangar bays? I think some of them will have it in, so you can have a vehicle there, like stored, and then just drive it into your ship. Yes. Drinking does not help kill a virus. Okay? Drinking alcohol. Drinking water will help your immune system, help your ability to fight anything and deal with any symptoms. Alcohol will just lower your immune system and probably make you weaker if you drank too much. So bear that in mind. Alcohol, on the surface of things, 60% plus can help kill the virus. But soap and water is better. Hand sanitizer is okay, and that works. But you want soap and water. That removes the fatty outer layer of the virus cell, and that kills it effectively. Can you stream your VR gameplay in 360? I don't even know how to do that. You mentioned starting up Org Spotlight again. How should serious inquiries be made? On the Discord, there's a section for recruitment for orgs. You can go on there and post there, or you can email me at contact@boardgamer.co.uk. What is a desync issue? So it's literally the desynchronization of players and sometimes NPCs, but mostly players in multiplayer. So they're not where they are on their screen. So you're over here, this guy goes over here, but actually he's next to you, but you can't see him because he's actually over there. And when people are controlling your ships, you see like the lasers firing over there when they're actually firing over there, and it's annoying. Playing a multiplayer game with mates and they're not where they appear to be, it's stressful. But also that's their ships can be in different places and things like that. Annoying. Apologies for not setting the volume down lower earlier. Like messing around my settings for Half-Life Alyx, and then I can only look at the gauges here and I get confused. Oh, so the VR news I was talking about, obviously I've been playing the Half-Life Alyx VR, and it's a great game. One of the, there was a dev response saying that one of the reasons that this dev, who's a junior engineer there, had joined Star Citizen was to get VR into the game, and they are going to be working on that in the future, but it could be a while, and it's going to be a big undertaking and all that sort of stuff, so they want to get it in the game still. They're excited about getting it in the game. Hi, do you know anything about the Constellation Taurus? So, obviously, it's the Taurus that's yet to be put in game. It's a cut down version of the Constellation Andromeda, and it was on the roadmap to be put in the game, and then was taken off, and we're not 100% sure why. Some people have assumed it's because the Constellation series might be getting a light set of reworks, something like that, and that's the reason the Taurus isn't in the game yet. But it should been a very simple process to get the Taurus in the game, and it's not in the game. I would expect it in a game for 4.0 or at least this year. You're drinking aloe vera juice every day, are you? Okay. So I take turmeric. I think turmeric's pretty good at helping on vitamin D. And I take a cocktail of vitamins. When do you think we'll hear about this Origin announcement they teased a few weeks ago? Think it will make this a week before the community team goes on break? Potentially. If it's a ship or vehicle that's going to be straight to flyable in 3.9, then we'll find out when 3.9 just before it goes live. So it's possible that they will do something like that for this week, at the end of this week. Sort of like, because it's got the last Inside Star Citizen for 3 weeks. And it looks like we'll probably have a PTU this week, at least first wave. CIG are still trying to get 3.9 live by the end of March, although that looks less likely and more likely to be an open PTU every day. But yeah, hopefully we'll see what this Origin ship or vehicle is. Is it still the plan to add snub ships and ground vehicles to larger ships? Gear customization, so that larger ship spawns the snub and vehicle inside all the time. Yes, so expect to see something like that for 4.0, being able to spawn ships in ships and vehicles in ships. Probably for 4.0, that's not confirmed, but it looks very likely. In the future, there'll be systems for that anyway. So, Board, what will the new cargo update bring to the game? So there's lots of new cargo updates that are coming to the game over the next few quarters. Obviously 3.9, we've got volatile cargo. So that's going to be Quantanium. You mine it, you've got to get it back to refinery quick, and without getting jostled around too much because it can explode. But if you don't get it back too quickly, then it's valueless anyway. There's going to be different sized cargo containers, so larger cargo containers of different types. We're going to be able to move cargo with tractor beams, or at least gravity sort of like attachment on our multi-tool. There's cargo decks that are coming for space stations. There's going to be time associated with loading and unloading cargo and fees associated with that as well. Cargo-based missions. There's quite a lot coming later this year. So, potentially not all of that. We'll have to see if there's delays and stuff like that. Yeah. And eventually you'll be able to store and buy storage at like potentially cargo decks as well. And you'll be able to store a load of cargo and move it between the two. And then that will also allow for piracy and like transferring cargo of a ship that you've boarded from one ship to another and things like that. Do you think you are in the real world now, or is it another VR simulation you're streaming? So the thing is that a lot of people think, well, the scientists think we're in a simulation. Whether we be something that's being simulated or we are the simulation runner ourselves, who knows? I'm trying to do my own channel advice. What type of software do you use? I use OBS, Open Broadcast Software, and that's the main thing you need for streaming. For recording voice over recordings, get Audacity for that. How do you make your thumbnail template? You can use Paint if you want to go through like entry level, or I use Adobe Spark. The Star Citizen Master, I am incredibly low effort with my Star Citizen sort of like videos and editing and all that sort of stuff. I use Adobe Premiere for my editing. I'm getting a full-time editor soon to do all of that for me, because I'm not particularly arty, and I'm good at research. I'm good at talking, although today I'm a little bit spaced out, admittedly. Are the beacons broken? I want to share my money with my buddy, but I can't create a beacon. I didn't think the beacons were broken with 3.8 but I might have been playing 3.9 for Evo. I don't know. I'll have to check. Not to sound mean, but looking back, was the Mantis 6 to 8 week straight liabilities CIG's worst marketing idea thus far for ship sales? Yeah, I don't like straight to flyable stuff. I prefer it to be going to concept and us to see it at all stages of concept before being released. That's what I like to see. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, I'm feeling a little woozy. But... oh. God damn it. Sorry, I'm not in a great way today. Apologies. I'm fucking dizzy. Concepts are trash. No. So I like being part of the concept process. I like knowing about a ship at its earliest possible stage. That's just me though. I want. I like talking about that stuff. I like seeing it early. Straight to fireball should be for every single ship moving forward, except the ones already concepted. We can agree to disagree with stuff like that, Ash. Like I do respect and appreciate your opinion, mate. I have a different view. I want more information constantly. I'm fine with all the spoilers in the world as well. So, you said you want to play with the economy in game. Do you study economics in your free time? Are you a Keynesian or a Friedman kind of guy? Friedman, love your face. You add value to my day. So I did economics at college, and I'm reasonably savvy in my investments. So the thing with economics is that I'm quite pro-capitalism, but with some restrictions. I'm sort of like I like some anarcho-capitalist teachings. I'm very anti-authoritarian. But sorry, that's going too oddly political. But I'm very much respecting of anyone else's opinions on politics or whatever. Like, I always want to sort of like know why. But we're not going to discuss politics today. Economically, I think that you need to be dynamic, and you need to look at different systems for different situations. Yeah, it's a more interesting question. Like I'm very, very glad that I live in a country that has a national health service and that has some quite good socialist policies for economics. Being bald is great, right? Well, it saves you money on haircuts, doesn't it? Can you see Star Citizen going to Xbox or PS5? I can see Squadron 42 potentially being released on those next-gen consoles, if they're powerful enough that they don't have to like reduce a load of settings for the port. But it would be a PC game ported to the console, not the other way around. So I can genuinely see that. Do you think they will do some suggest and restrict bandwidth? They would do some suggest and restrict bandwidth for gamers to save Hollywood streaming services during the lockdowns. Why would they? What? Huh? Gaming takes a tiny amount of data. What? If anything, you'd want to restrict people watching Netflix constantly. Lol, lol, lol. Hey, bud, how you doing today? I'm really fucking tired. I've got a migraine. I'm not going to be on for much longer. I feel really rough. I'm so sorry. Go lay down, bud. I will in a minute. I'm not doing very well. Tired, and I need to have a nap. That's what I need to have a nap, and I'll be fine. I overdoomed. I completed Doom Eternal. Pushed myself to do that. Played too much Half-Life Alyx. I'm too excited. I've been working out how to do Zin's what she's going to be doing for me. It's all complicated. Has there been any info covering when the remaining features of the Carrack will be worked on? Cargo doors, canopy, and such. We know that they're going to be done in the future. We just don't know when. I would expect some of the bugs and stuff to be fixed for 3.9, but I don't know when the rest of the Carrack stuff's going to be done. Sort of like the canopy and the retractable aerials and all that sort of stuff. If you explain ship-to-station docking in 4.0, the description on the roadmap doesn't really do much for me. So ship-to-station docking is literally the ability to spawn a ship attached to a station that wouldn't normally be able to land at the station, but also the ability for the sort of like docking collars to attach to a station, and then you are connected there for services, sort of like for repair, refuel, rearm, and the ability to move cargo between those two locations. That's a sort of rough idea there. I am effectively a Ferengi, that is true. Rub my ears, and the third rule of acquisition is unknown. Donate. Lord, no offense, you sound pretty ropey. I am pretty ropey today. How will ship bought with real money work when the game is released? What about lifetime insurance? Lifetime insurance will, at the very least, because we're not entirely 100% sure how insurance will fully work once the game's released, because they're going to evolve that as a mechanic. Lifetime insurance will cover, at the very least, the hull of the ship, meaning that you can get your ship back, potentially, It might take some time, so maybe several weeks if it's a big ship before you actually get it back, because they need to manufacture the ship in game to send it to you. So there's like manufacturing and the economy side of it in the game. But I mean, it's possible that ships with insurance will just pay you money when you lose the ship, but lifetime insurance should follow the hull of the ship around, and shouldn't like just a one-off thing. It will be, you know, constantly with that ship. But it might take time to get that ship back. And insurance on other ships, you have to pay for that. You'll have to pay for, probably even with lifetime insurance, if you want your changes that you've made to the ship to persist, or to be covered by the insurance. So what I mean by that is that if you change to all military A-class power plants and coolers and stuff, that's not going to be covered by lifetime insurance unless you pay the additional money and get that stuff. And that could be quite a lot more insurance cost-wise. Do we know if CIG is planning to wipe everything for 3.9? So we don't know for sure. I would expect a wipe for 3.9 because there was some exploits in the 3.8 branch which allowed some people to make a load of money in a 3.8.2. Thank you so much for the super chat, for the donation, Austin. Very much appreciated. Love your face. Oh, you star, thank you. But it's quite possible that we could have a full wipe for 3.9 because of that exploit. Or CIG might be able to wipe just some people. There's also a possibility. Really nice toilet roll. So, oh my god, let's get some of this. We're gonna get this freedom toilet roll. We'll get like all of this. What was this? 1836. 45 toilet rolls. We're gonna be a toilet roll god. Bam. Yeah, so sorry that I'm sort of out of sorts today. Just really excited, tired and exhausted from playing too many games, from VR, playing too much VR, and just generally being anxious and a bit tired from sorting stuff out for my family and trying to live life in lockdown, which isn't actually too hard for me, admittedly. Half-Life Alyx is fantastic, best VR game I've ever played. But Bone Bucks is a very close second. We don't know if ships bought with real money will eventually have some sort of like light statutory insurance in game. So like it was implied a while ago that if you bought a ship with real money and you lose it in game, you'll be able to get it back somehow. But maybe you have to pay like 75% of its cost, or maybe you get it back after a long period of time and it's just the hull. But we don't 100% know with insurance yet. The CIG have yet to fully build out the mechanic, and then need to start explaining stuff and exactly how it's going to work, and they just haven't made enough statements on it yet. I like those little toilet roll emotes. Stay strong, board. No, I'm good. I'm just tired. Has there been any indication? Will they have planetary volumetric clouds in place for Horizon when it's in the game? I think there's probably going to be volumetric clouds for Crusader, which obviously Horizon is kind of part of. So I would expect to see that when Horizon's out, because it's gas giant tech, isn't it? Right. Today has been a bit of a sham of a stream. I'm so sorry. I need a nap. I'm gonna go have a nap, and then on Friday I'll stream again for some Star Citizen. I'll see if it's viable to keep on streaming Half-Life Alyx as much as I have been. I don't have much time during the days when I'm looking after my parents and brother and doing other life stuff in addition to research and producing Star Citizen video. But I think maybe I just sort of like got a bit excited that Zin's going to be working for me soon. I started to try and take in a little bit more work or stream. I don't know. I find it quite hard to stream, at least a quite long time. What? I'm so tired. I can't words properly. I'm so sorry. Once Horizon is complete, do you want a tour of a cloud city in my Mercury Star Runner? If we have the Mercury Star Runner properly in game by then, yes, let's fucking do it. There's going to be lots of polls on my YouTube page, on my community tab, and on my social media about helping direct the channel, what content that you would like to see, and that sort of stuff. So get involved with that if you can. 3.9. 3.9 is currently with EVOCATI. Should be going to first wave PTU really soon, assuming that there's no blockers left. The idea of still trying to get 3.9 out by the end of March, even though there's obviously going to be at least some disruption from a lot of people working at home. So bear that in mind. Hopefully we don't see too much disruption with 3.9's release. But yeah. Thank you very much for joining me today. Very much appreciated. We're done with the Crytek lawsuit, which is great. Looking forward to calling all devs this Friday. Obviously, we'll see if there's anything else mentioned about the Origin ship. I'm assuming it's going to be a straight to flyable Origin ship for 3.9 Live, but we'll have to wait and see again. And if you've got any questions, contact at boardgamer.co.uk or drop them in the down below. Yeah, we'll do a load of prison gameplay with 3.9. I'm very much looking forward to that. But if you want to help shape the channel, make sure you get on social media. Make sure you get on with my community tab and tell me what you want there, because I'll be putting lots of polls up. So the idea there is that I then know what content people want for 3.9, and then can get Zin, who's going to be working with me, to help me make that content, and I can hopefully make the channel a lot better. Add a lot more content to it, get better B-roll, do more research, do more content, do more streams. Today's not been a very good explanation of that. I'm so tired, my brain is frazzled. But yes, thanks so much for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. Love your faces. I'm going to go now. Love you all very much.